You can keep adding citations, and if you need to find your menu again, what we're going to do is go to Insert, Reference, Index and Tables, and then Mark Citation, and it gives us our menu. We can scan through all of these different sections that we've put in. Now, if I have a short cite later for a case that I've already cited, and we've seen a couple of those, then you get it through the same way. Here's Williams, for instance. So for Williams, I'm going to go ahead and select it. Go up here, Insert, Reference, Index and Tables, Mark Citation. In this case, this is a case, so I'm going to leave it at case. And go here to Williams. And then I'm going to mark all because it's a short cite, and but it's not an id, so it's okay to mark all these because they're not going to get confused. So with the mark all feature, you're actually going to probably be getting a lot of duplicates for the short cites, particularly if you jump around a lot, so you won't have to mark every single citation in your document. But even if you did, it doesn't take a terribly long amount of time to do it. Just within the short, 5 minutes that we've been working on here, I've gotten about a third of the document finished. So it shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes to go through every citation. It's a good time to check and make sure that all your citation forms are correct. So once we continue to go through all of this, and we've gone through and we've marked all of this, the next thing, the final thing we're going to do is make our table of citations. So we come back here, since we're finished with all of our citations and adding them, we're going to kill this and hide our paragraphs. And we do that with this button. Now we're ready to insert the table of citations. Let's go Insert, Reference, Index and Tables, and we got Table of Authorities open. But instead of doing Mark Citation, right, we're going to hit Modify this time. The reason is the standard heading for Table of Authorities is Arial. We don't want that. We want Times New Roman. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, find Times New Roman, and I want it just regular text, no bold, no nothing. So let's click OK. And there you go. Your cases are automatically lined up in alphabetical order, and you can see that every time this case is mentioned, it's pulled up where it was at. Here's the statutes, and they're on all the pages that they're at, and then we have the publication section that we created. Now we need to format this, remember, the same way that we formatted our table of contents. So I'm going to select it all. I'm going to go into Format, Paragraph, and then I'm going to go to spacing after and make that 12. Now for these sections, we're going to want to make these centered up. Now the thing about the table of citations too that you need to be aware of, it doesn't create one massive table of citations. It creates smaller table of citations based on your categories. So here we have 3 tables of citations, in other words. The reason that's relevant is because if we're updating this, we have to update each one individually. So here, if I wanted to update this, I'd hit F9, and this one I'd hit F9 and hit F9. I couldn't do one F9 for all 3. Now the next piece that we want to do is, again, we don't want it crowded by these numbers here. So I'm going to select this block. I don't want to get the headings in because it'll throw off the symmetry. And then go here to Format, Paragraph, and I'm going to do a right side indent of 1.5. There you see it kicks in, and it automatically does a hang indent for us where we need it to be. The only thing we need to do is move it over to 1/4 inch so it keeps it consistent for us. So let's do that now on statutes. We don't have any problems with any of them impeding, but on publications we do. So let's go ahead and select this block. If it can quit giving me a hard time. And we're going to go to Tools, or sorry, Format, Paragraph, and then for special hanging, let's go ahead and mark it where we need it to go. So we need to go to 0.25, and we want the right side indent to be 1.5. So let's go ahead and do it. And there it goes. The only problem is it also did the publications bit here, which was what we were worried about. But all we can do is move that over. The hanging indent, we can just, for the right side indent, we're going to mark it over here. And that's it. So voila, there is your table of citations. Just that simple. It's complete. If you need any help for your table of citations or other things aren't working for you, the only other thing that I've been asked to talk about here on the table of citations is that some of you have mandatory authority in your papers and your professors want you to mark that with an asterisk. So how do you do that? Well, let's just say that Harper v. Blockbuster is mandatory authority for us. Well, what we do is we're going to go ahead and put in our asterisk, but we want it in the margin. We don't want it to impede with the rest of this. So how do we keep it from doing that? What we're going to do is for this line, we need to move over the indent 1/8 of an inch, which is this way. Then we're going to put in a tab, so we'll click anywhere over here, and then drag that over flush with the rest of your text. Then what you're going to do is hit tab once right before the H and see how it lines it right up. Let's do it again for Stevens down here because this is also mandatory authority for us. Go ahead and put in your asterisk. Then you're going to move over your first line indent. Click anywhere to create your tab and then drag it over to the edge and then hit tab again. Just that simply, we've marked our mandatory authority out on the side with an asterisk. So if your teacher asks you to do that, now you know how to do it. That will conclude the legal writing seminar video for how to format your appellate brief. If you have any additional questions, you can reach me through my email address on TWEN, and good luck formatting your appellate brief. Take care.